Contact!
Oh, come on, come on.
Oh, please! On the floor! On the floor! Do it now! Arms out!
Jordan, have you got anything on you that's going to be sharp or pointed?
Pocket knife I have.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's fine. Is that right trouser pocket?
It's in the drawer, so it's always been kept in the drawer.
On your person.
If the date of the offence committed by 29-year-old Jordan Wilkes, who comes from New Milton in Bournemouth, South England, strikes a particular chord with you, originating from certain events that unravelled in another part of England a few days before, there's good reason for that. Now viewer, if I've got you hooked on the story so far, do subscribe, give the video a like, drop a comment when you're ready and donate. Hit the thanks button below, I'll appreciate you. Not long after 5 p.m. on the 20th of August 2024, a girl aged 9 who we'll call Lisa was playing with her friend who we'll call Amy on an internal set of communal stairs in a block of flats at Gilder Close in Christchurch. A short distance from the bottom of those stairs was the front door to where Wilkes lived with his mother. He came out and moved quickly to where the girls were towards the bottom of the stairs. He either had in his hand or took from his pocket a folding pocket knife with a blade extended. He grabbed Lisa by the arm and then stabbed her 3 times in quick succession. She managed to get away, thankfully, from him, unaware that she was injured, and ran up the stairs with her friend Amy. They knocked on the door of another flat whose occupants they knew in order to get away from Wilkes. Once the 2 girls were safely inside the said property, Lisa's injuries were discovered. They included a small stab near the jawline, a deep stab to the shoulder not far from her neck, and another deep wound to her knee. She was given first aid and the emergency services were called. The shoulder wound narrowly missed major blood vessels which, if cut, would have bled catastrophically and may well have resulted in death. The risk of that happening was obvious, and of course, as we can all see, it was what the perpetrator fucking intended. The wound to the knee was possibly caused as she adopted a defensive posture to protect herself from the continuing attack. Once Lisa got away from the perpetrator chose not to chase after her. What he did instead was to return to his flat and put the knife away in a bedside drawer as if nothing had happened.
Jordan, have you got anything on you that's going to be sharp or pointed?
Pocket knife I have.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's fine. Is that right trouser pocket?
It's in the drawer, so it's always been kept in the drawer.
On your person.
On the person,
You've got nothing sharp or pointed on your person now?
No, not sharp, I don't know.
No, that's fine. We'll go through your pockets, but obviously just remain relaxed.
Yeah.
We'll go through that.
Yeah.
You say you have a pocket knife in your bedroom drawer, is that what you just told me?
Pocket knife, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, in the drawer, yeah.
Yes then, this fucker was very much inspired by the triple murder committed by 17-year-old Axel Rudakubana in a dance club in Southport, northwest England on the 29th of July 2024. In the days before attacking Lisa, Wilkes had also looked up the unaliving of 2-year-old Jamie Bolger from Liverpool, which took place in 1993 and was committed, shockingly, by 2 10-year-old boys. The so-called Valentine's Day Massacre, which unravelled at a high school in Parkland, Florida, USA in 2018, and in which 17 people were killed, was another atrocity that the perpetrator had looked up prior to his own act. As you've gathered, Wilkes was a fan of murder, in particular of Children. Sorry, I had to disguise that word as well as others because of YouTube's stupid rules. And in line with that, after his arrest, no fewer than 69 files, all containing stories of real-life murders and child unalivings, were discovered on his phone. Unbelievably, the perpetrator alleged in court that he actually found it difficult to watch such material. Then maybe don't go looking for it?
Contact!
Oh, come on, come on.
Oh, please! On the floor! On the floor! Do it now! Arms out! So, do not move your hands! Cover on! Cover on!
Step back, step back!
Hold that door open! Do not move!
Right.
Subject has presented at the door upon our arrival.
Okay.
He is detained.
Please. Okay. Listen, what's your name? Jordan Wilkes.
Yeah.
Jordan Wilkes, okay? Yeah.
Can you get him out of the way?
Lisa was discharged from hospital quite soon after she got there. They patched her up and thankfully none of her injuries were life-threatening. However, through a statement from the mother, it's clear that Lisa has suffered serious psychological harm, which is ongoing and maybe with her for life. And speaking of harm that she'll have to carry for life, she is permanently and very obviously scarred. Wilkes is of low intelligence with significant speech and language delay and some features of autism spectrum disorder. He's got significant difficulties with understanding, reasoning and processing verbal information. He went to a school for children with special educational needs at the age of 5 or 6. He's got epilepsy. He left school at 15 and was homeschooled for another year. He was bullied not just all through school but also out of school, and the cause of that were the numerous learning defects and other negative characteristics that he carries that I've just mentioned. Wilkes never offered any explanation for his actions except to say that it was wrong and that he shouldn't have had a knife. His parents had separated when he was very young and he only had limited contact with his father. He presents overall as an extremely isolated individual with very limited social contact. He has a previous conviction and together with his latest offences, this shows his inability to retain control when he loses his temper. That prior offence includes ABH, assault occasioning actual bodily harm, and he committed that offence in 2016 when he was 20. And sorry about this, but his victim was an 8-year-old boy. He really had it in for kids. And what he did was to punch the boy on the knee. This happened when the boy came up to him for whatever reason. He punched him on the knee, he grabbed him and he threw him off the bin onto the ground before banging him against a wall and kicking him. And then when the boy tried to run away, he tripped him up. And then he stamped on his face, and he only stopped battering the boy when he was dragged off the boy by an adult. The boy was actually knocked out for a short period. Apparently, it was all because that little kid had been playing on some bins and that got on Wilkes' nerves for whatever reason. That prior conviction of Wilkes was an aggravating feature in his sentencing. It added more years to his sentence. He got 30 years, having been sentenced on the 23rd of April 2025, and when he's released, he'll have 5 years on licence. So even though 30 years is a long sentence, it's not actually a life sentence, because a life sentence means that if ever you are released, you have to follow a strict set of rules known as a licence, and if you break any of those rules, you get your arse taken back to jail. And that very risk of being sent back to jail for breaching your licence stays with you forever, hence life sentence. The good news for Wilkes though, which is of course sad news for the rest of us, is that he only has to do 2/3 of that 30-year sentence in prison. If he's a good boy during those 20 years, it's very likely that he'll be paroled. Anyway, thank heavens that for at least the next 20 years, he's not going to be able to attack any more innocent victims, at least. If this video has gripped you, I recommend you to watch this one next. I'll meet you there.